Monira Mosa, Tampokelelani. My name is Lauren Masi Mponera. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe so that you can get a notification whenever I release a new video. This video is part of the 90-day challenge that I'm doing on YouTube to create 90 videos within 90 days. So we started in January, we're now in February. Hopefully by end of April, towards the end of April, that's when we'll be done. And my aim is also, as much as I'm also learning, which I'm keen to share the learnings so far, like throughout this journey at the end of it. But I'm also hoping that you will also be moved from where you are to somewhere in terms of like at least even words that you can remember or practice or something that will make you be drawn to Malawi somehow. All right, so in this video, we are looking at household items. What do we use in our homes, which are like essential household items? Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it. Okay, so household items, katundu wa panyumba, household panyumba, items katundu wa panyumba. Tuli is what we use, mortar here, what we use for pounding cassava, pounding rice, pounding vegetable, pounding that. So it's very, very important. Tuli namunsi, very important. But we also have ndoo. Ndoo is a bucket that we use to draw water, the one we carry on our head. I have a bucket here, but I didn't bring where I record videos, so I'm not going to show that. But bucket, we also call it mbekete. So you'll hear a lot about mbekete, but as you can hear it, it's like bucket, mbekete. So if you want to use mbekete, you can use it. Everyone will know you are talking about ndoo. So ndoo is the 20-liter bucket. Usually our ndoo is made of metal. Yes, now the plastic ones have also taken over, but usually we have, they are usually locally made. Some of them you buy them from stores, but they are made of metal and they last. Plastic ones, it depends. Once you fall with it just breaks or something. So, but the metal ones are quite strong. Not that someone will fall, but it's just an example. So ndoo mbekete, the bigger one chidebi or mugomo. That's a bigger bucket. Chibigiri is a plastic jar. I've just called it plastic jar, but you know the ones that usually people put in fuel, for example. So you have these uh, tiny or bigger ones, but for water, we need a bigger one. They are like maybe 30 liters because they are bigger than the no. Drum is the big drum. I don't know how many liters of water goes in a drum. I think 20 uh buckets, 20 ndoo goes in there, if I'm not mistaken, because a drum is big one, very big one. Usually some people it's outside, they put it outside. Some people they'll put it inside the house. If it is being filled by water from a safe source, but it's outside to catch rainwater or something like that. If you have your house has a iron, corrugated iron. Mbaula is a stove. So we have different types of mbaula. There's the one that is made of metal, but there's another one that is made of soil, but a different type of soil. They burn it, and then it becomes something you use for cooking. But what is also common are these three stones that I drew up here. for cooking. So you put three stones like I have put, then you put a pot on top, while on the sides you put in firewood and light your fire and cook. So these three stones are what are called mafia. So every kitchen, I'm talking about the rule. I'm not talking about in town where you are cooking on the electric stuff. We are no, I'm talking about in the village with little people. Not real people. Everybody is real, but I mean real as in active situations that I'm talking about, like original. Is it original? Whether it's the right word, but something like that. I guess you know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, typical. Yeah, I guess that. Oh, I like my subconscious mind. It always reminds me something um that I'm looking for. Yeah. Uh Cucini, kitchen, cucini. That's also a borrowed word from English. Cucini, kitchen. Chisala. That's rubbish pit. Usually we have they we dig a pit outside, not very close to the house, but close enough because based on whatever is put in the rubbish pit, sometimes can attract flies. But usually our rubbish pits, maybe based on family, I'm talking about from my experiences with what my grandmother used to do, because every morning you take charcoal from these mafia where you've been going, you throw it on top of the Kizara. So once you put charcoal, the flies will not be there because it's kind of like covered and all of that. And the flies cannot bleed on top of the charcoal. So yeah, it's rubbish piti or kururu la viswaswa. Viswaswa is rubbish. Kururu is this thing that you have dug. What do you call it? A pit. Yeah. So kururu la viswaswa. A pit for rubbish. Yeah, rubbish pit. Okay. Oh, but in short, it's Chizara. Chimbuza is toilet or choroni. Now chimbuza, you are talking about toilet. Wayangu are choroni is toilet. This choron, for whatever reasons, in my head, I associate it with the Zambians. I think because some of my relatives who came from Zambia, they were using more this word choron than chimbuz or chimbuza. Toilet. Chidunga, a holding basket. So yeah, Chidunga na Lucero. I should have started with Lucero probably because Lucero, they are all made of oh, it's not bamboo, but it is something. Chidunga mainly, I think it can be made of bamboo, but there's a way how they scrap that bamboo, how it's made softer and make this thing. But it's a hoarding basket. It's bigger. Lucero is shallow and wider, which you use to. It's kind of like separating chaffs from the maize or things like that. So it's very important. You um these three things we use it, most of the times you use them at the same time. Sefa, Lucero, na Chidunga. So if you have like rice, dry rice or whatever, it's like storage basket. You put them in Chidunga. Lucero is when you are pounding your cassava and you want to sieve it using sefa. Underneath it, you can either use Lucero or Chidunga, but Chidunga also is mainly used for storage. So you have a lot of flour, you go and put it in Chidunga. But they are all made from plants, different types of plants, and usually you buy them because they are made very nicely and strong, and they can last. But you cannot just have one unless if it's a temporary home. You have to have several, at least, of different sizes. Most big ones, medium, and maybe um, smaller sizes. So yeah, basketti, it's a basket, but it's not they are also made from natural dried different type of plants. So you can have different types of baskets, but usually the one we take to the market, it will have a handle for carrying it. It's different from Chidunga and Rosero. These two do not have a handle. You carry them by just holding on the sides of it, or one hand on top, one hand underneath. That's it for the. But a basket will have a handle. That's what differentiates a basket from the other. But also a basket has depth so that you can put things in it, you know. All right. And carry around. Tumbala saga. These are bags. So we have two types of bags. I think maybe there could be many types, but I'm only remembering two types. Why I'm bringing them here because they are also quite crucial for storage, especially or even carrying things. When you are harvesting cassava, usually people carry them in these tumbas. Tumbas are bags. So you put them in the bag, tie that bag, and carry it on your head. They are quite heavy, but you carry based on your age and size and strength and stuff. So Tumbala Saga is stronger because of the material that it is made of. Tumbala Shiguduru, it's recyclable. The color is like this paper, it's gray. It's reusable, recyclable, not reusable, a recyclable bag. That's what I, but yeah, and usually it's heavy, even if it's empty, it's heavy because of the material, how it is, but it's also not, it's strong, but it's easily, it can easily get recycled. You put it on the soil, it get rotten. This one can spend years and years because of the material is more of plastic-ish. Okay. Mpereru, every woman they saved, every home. I've never heard anybody going and borrowing Mpereru from someone's house. No, because this is a must-have. And because at home, there are so many, it grows, it's like a natural bush, right? So it's everywhere. You just go and pluck, dry it, tie it together to make a broom, and you sweep. So Mpierero is for sweeping outside. Chipierero is for sweeping inside the house. Chipierero and Mpierero, they are both made from different types of plants, but they are all made from plants. Excuse me. So buffer is bathroom. But the Buffalo Gezera, now we are talking about the item itself that you are using, where you will put your water if you want to bath. So we call it Buffalo Gezera as one thing, Buffalo Gezera, the pot for bathing or the basin for bathing. So sometimes we call it basin, but usually basin is for washing plates. Dirty plates, you use a basin. Buffer, it's specifically for body washing. Chiheveri is the same as bathroom, but if you want to go deeper with your English, then use chiheveri. Bafa, everyone will know you're talking of bafa. Chiheveri, people will turn around. I'm like, what? And start laughing because, hey, ho, you have surprised them with this, their own language. So I said, hey, chiheveri chogezeram, meaning where we get a bathroom, right? Kugeza means bathing. Kugezeramu is where we bath, something like that. Sopu ogezera is bathing soap. Soap is English word, so soap ni soap. Ogezera, kugeza bathing. Ogezera means the soap that we use for bathing. Finally, mafuta yo pakara. Mafuta yo pakara, like ine hapa One of my mafuta is this one. This is my mafuta for my face, actually. Probably you'd want to see it. Let's see. Yeah. What do you call it? The name is there. Shea butter. Mafuta yo pagara. So this is my mafuta yo pagara. Kumas. Mm. Then you have mafuta yo pagara, mumalundi na maoko. Mafuta yo pagara, mtupi. Mafuta yo pagara. So it just means body lotion. Let me stop share. So basically, yeah, that's it. So I use shea butter for my face. But of course, sometimes I do use castor oil. Sometimes I also have Algami. Algami is not here. But yeah, is it Algami? Algan. All right. So yeah. If you have learned something in this video, please do leave a message, give it a thumbs up, give write your message below, subscribe, hit the button. Thank you so much. Vyalema. I'm tired. What time is it? 9:30. Yeah, 9:30. But it's not too bad, just that I had too many meetings. Yeah. So please do leave a comment. I want to hear your suggestions. Did you like it? Did you are you, is there something else you want me to cover? You know, we've got 90 days to explore this. So I would take in some suggestions. If I can, why not? You see what I mean? Yeah, but hey ho. Naruto, yeah, yeah, what you mean? Bye. Bye bye.